Go ahead and call this meeting to order. Were there any audience comments?
There's nothing in the chat.
Okay. And then consent agenda.
Move to approve with
Second.
one change.
Okay.
That is a motion for a resolution of thanks and appreciation for the work Heather Dale has done over the years.
Yes, yes. Second. Second again.
And then Ginger, if you'll call for the vote.
Ms. Baker,
Aye.
Mr. Dunbar,
Aye.
Mr. Girton,
Aye.
Ms. Oden,
Aye.
Ms. Sosie,
Aye.
Ms. Stover.
Aye.
And then new business, facilities planning update from Aaron Smith, head of technology and facilities.
Oh, good evening, everyone. Good afternoon. Just basically once a year, Faith just likes me to give you guys a rundown on some of the high points of the facilities projects that are ongoing or have been done recently. So in this report, I just kind of broke it up into three different categories, things that have been completed so far this year, upcoming 2024 projects, and then proposed or planned projects for 2025. So things that have been completed so far, at Maine, we did an interior painting project. Basically, all of the public spaces, were painted. It was heritage painting, and I think they did a pretty good job overall. So just, you know, it had been, the building opened in 2010, and just a lot of wear and tear, dings and stuff like that. We did complete the door access system or an expansion of the door access system here at Maine. Most, but not all of the staff offices now have where you have to have a fob or a key card to get in. So that's for safety and accountability. And there were some people who weren't so sure about it, but I think at this point it's been viewed as a net positive. Just it's a lot easier to pull on something as opposed to after doing the metal key. I'd also say it's less wear and tear on the door handles. We've had a lot of these door handles and the lock cores get messed up. And those can be $500 to replace those. It's, yeah, I should have went into commercial doors inside library school. There was also, I believe the stage at KHCPL South was completed prior to this year, but it was dedicated, so. And we've had some performances out there. I think Lori's had some babies out there. Children's has done some stuff and other things like that. Upcoming projects for 2024. These are things that, well, two of these. So the concrete repairs at South, we've got money dedicated in the 2024 budget for that. The sidewalks just starting to crack. Some of the curbs are looking bad, so we've got some money set aside for that. There is also money set aside for painting of the bookmobile garage floor, just as an anti-slip thing, safety things. And then it wasn't planned, but at the NEOC at Bruceville, some of the wooden posts have fallen over or they're loose. Whenever that was originally built, they used barn timbers, which were basically just old wood. I think there was some stain applied to them when they were painted, but they've just been out there in the weather. They're just doing what wood does whenever it's out in the elements. So for safety aspects and security and things like that, we've got a contractor that was going to do the work, and they were going to replace it with treated lumber and do some other things to try and have this not be an every 5 or 6 year thing. So, and then proposed projects for 2025, add more doors to the access system at Maine. Whenever we went through and did that, we found that there were some doors that ideally should have access to them. So we're going to expand that to try and cover some of the areas that were missed. I said install door access system at South. That was probably me misspeaking. There is a door access system out there already. It would just be an expansion of that system for some of their meeting rooms and other areas. There have been some comments about the door at the annex being causing some anxiety. So just putting in a more secure door there. I said steel door, so something, big and beefy. And then the final thing is, we had someone from the Department of Homeland Security came through and did a tour of our facilities, advising on things. And one of the things they really recommended, and I think later, when Lori and Trish were at a library conference in San Diego, this was something else that they were, talking about, is panic buttons. So this would be some sort of, imagine like a silent alarm in a bank. So it would be, we're still working on getting quotes on it, but basically it would be some sort of button at certain public service points that could be pressed, and then it would elicit some type of response. Most likely, probably something similar to what we have in the elevator, where you push the button and it goes to a monitoring company that says, looks at the situation. So I think we're still trying to work out some of the details on that. So that's pretty much it. I mean, there's obviously other minor things that I've gone through on here, HVAC maintenance, things like that. So does anybody have any questions? Nope. Okay. Well, if anybody does have questions later, feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you. Thank you.
And there are things that if we end up with money, we may look at. There are some things at Maine that are other things showing somewhere, like some of the flooring on the first floor and, some things. So depending on what happens, we may have other things that we'll try to do too next year. We'll see.
Right. The State Library Consortium for Internet Access Resolution.
That is on page 30. That is something that we do annually. Has been a very good deal for us to be part of this internet consortium. We have faster speed and good price and assistance from people that help us. So your job is to pass this resolution from my point of view. If you have questions, please ask.
Move to approve.
Second. Ginger, if you'll call for the vote.
Ms. Baker,
Aye.
Mr. Dunbar,
Aye.
Mr. Girton,
Aye.
Ms. Oden,
Aye.
Ms. Soski. Aye. Ms. Stover.
Aye.
Okay, so that'll be coming around, and if you would sign it, that would be.
And then the revised 2025 budget timeline.
Rita provided that. It's on page 31. And if you have any questions about that, please ask. We did set up the board budget committee date since the last time. So that is something that's in addition to that. Anything else, Rita, that you wanted to add?
No.
So that's just for your information as you're keeping track of that. And as a reminder, it's really important to let us know if you're going to miss any of those meetings coming up, because we've got to have we always need a quorum, but with the budget, if we were to have to change one of those dates because we didn't have a quorum, it's a bigger deal than just our regular, business. So, if you could make every effort to be here, and then make sure we know in advance if you're not going to be, so we can work with other people to make sure they're going to be here.
Yes.
So,
And then Lifelong Arts Grant, Lori Hugley, head of branches.
me again.
Emily Hoover, who is a librarian in South Branch, applied for this arts grant for the aging, and we were awarded this grant.
Right.
There it goes. Older adults have vital contributions to our society's creators and community members. And so they created these grants to do some art projects with 65 and over. We were one of 36 libraries across the state chosen for a $5,000 grant. And we can pretty much use that money any way we want and come up with a week-long program for this. Using storytelling and collage techniques, participants will create a unique story portrait of themselves or a historic or family figure they wish to celebrate during the 6-week course. Participants will be encouraged to reference genealogy materials as they explore telling their story. The classes will be led by a professional storyteller and visual artist, Jennifer Weinhardt. This is just a little bit about her. She was part of the Arts Commission and resides in Fulton County. And then they'll do the 6-week course creating this project, hopefully like a portrait of themselves. And then we're gonna have like a community reception so that their family members can come in and see what they've done. It'll be just like a little reception with crafts, or not crafts, refreshments. And then this grant was made possible by the Indiana Arts Commission. We're hoping to, after we do this project, try to keep those people engaged and have some different programming for, we call it 55 and older. So this is 65 and older. We're hoping to get the 55 and older, have some programming specifically geared towards them, some arts things, some craft things. Right now we do have a craft, we call it Craft Corner. It's 1 month, one Saturday a month, and it gets a pretty good following. So we're trying to start doing some more things like that. So it's just a $5,000 grant that we were lucky enough to get. Anybody have any questions for me? No?
Nope.
So if you see any of our publicity about that and wonder why it's limited to ages 55 and older, that was part of
It's a
the.
grant.
Grant.
It's a grant.
Yes.
The
And if you
criteria.
come to our reception, we would love that, and you can see the work that they're doing.
It's really exciting. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, it's exciting.
And then thumbnail sketch, memory project update, Amy Russell, head of genealogy and local history department.
Since we're talking about genealogy anyway, that was a great introduction. I want to tell you a bit about the Howard County Memory Project. That was formed in 2002 with a grant, and the plan was to digitize and build a database of high school yearbooks, Howard County. And we have about 300 yearbooks on that database. So now it's 22 years later, and we have 33 active databases. And in addition to the yearbooks, we have some of them I'll name, African American notables. We had a grant a few years ago to get that one put up. We have images from our Hoosier art collection, land records from the 1840s forward. We have an obituary index of all Howard County residents from about the early 1900s to current. Bible records and church history, court records, wills and probates, marriage records from 1844 to 1957. So we cover a lot of ground there. And within the last couple of years, we have added oral histories and some videos. Our newest databases just this year is a vintage collection of postcards, all Howard County postcards. We're beginning to scan some school newspapers and get those on the system. And we have school ephemera. Been having trouble pronouncing that all day. It just means we have some school items that are miscellaneous and don't fit anywhere else, so we have a database. Much of the work is done in-house with scanning and digitizing. We use a product called Content DM to build our databases. In May, we recorded nearly 6,000 hits on the entire memory project. Currently, the high school yearbooks are the ones getting the most attention, and I suspect that's because there's so many class reunions right now. To get to the Howard County Memory Project, you go to our website, KHCPL.org. There's a link for family and local history. Follow that link, you'll find the Memory Project. It's free to everybody. We don't need a library card. It doesn't matter where you live. It's free and open to anybody who wants to look at any Howard County information. And One other project we're working on in the department is that the state library has required that libraries submit board minutes for as far back as they have them, board documents, and we are currently scanning those and getting them ready to send to the state library.
The whole board packet
Yeah,
from every meeting from the dawn of time.
it's gonna take us a while to do that, but we're working on that project too. So any questions?
How many school yearbooks did you say you had so far?
300,
300.
roughly 300.
300.
Yeah, and that goes back, I think Kokomo High School has, the earliest one was about 1909, I think. So we've got a lot of them there. You were there.
Great, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Other new business? Don't think so. Okay, director's comments.
Thank you for coming and wishing Heather well. I appreciate that, and I know she does too. I wanted to let you know about a fun little thing that happened. Sometimes vendors that we work with have various promotions or things happening, and Trina Evans had ordered things for some of our Black History events or other things we've done from a place called Positive Promotions. And they had a contest for Black History Month where you could send in what you did with their materials, and they gave some prizes, and we won second place. She had sent in photos and information from our African American Read-In program. So we get $200 and bragging rights. So,
And Trina is online if you want to.
yeah, if you want to tell her congratulations, she's, you can see T. Evans up there.
Nice job, Trina.
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations. No.
Good job.
And,
You said thank you.
and I think that's pretty much it for me, other than, you know, Rita is working hard on the budget, and we're trying to just keep everything else going. So I don't think I have anything else for you, unless you have questions or wanted follow-up. I guess I did just send TJ some information on the that Rocheville property, Mr. Bean's property, that's now our property, about whether we need to change the how it's zoned.
So classification.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just sent that. So we're still looking at that, but anyway, I think that's it.
The meeting is adjourned.